It's Paul McKenna for PT Boxing. I'm here today with super middleweight Callum Smith. How are you, Callum? You okay?
All good, you?
Sound, mate. We're here today for the press conference. You're fighting Friday night for the WBC silver title against Christopher Rebrasse. First of all, how do you see the fight going, Callum, and you're excited for the fight?
Yeah, very excited. You know, it's a big night in my career and one of the biggest fights in my career so far, so just say I've trained well and I'm expecting a tough night. He's a good fighter, I've got a lot of respect for him, and you know, his losses have been against good opposition and they've all been on point, so I'm in for 12 tough rounds and I've trained for that, and anything else is a bonus.
As you've just touched on there, his only losses have been on points, so obviously he's never been stopped. I spoke to your brother Paul yesterday. He seems to think that, you know, that you're going to get him out there and get him out there comfortably, not that you have to live up to any expectations. All you want to get to the win, but you know, it is a bonus if the knockout does come.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I do believe, you know, I could stop him. You know, I believe in my own ability and I believe in my own strength and power, but you know, I'd be a fool to go in there and look for it. As I said, I think that's the worst thing you can do, and especially someone, you know, of his durability, he's proved that at the highest level he can, you know, take a good shot and soak it up and give his own back. So as I say, I go in and plan and use my boxing ability and, you know, get a good, comfortable point to win. Anything else is a, you know, plus.
Most definitely. We've just seen Eddie mention there, you know, and rightly so, that you and Christopher are both, you know, very big super middleweights. So it's going to be a tough fight no matter what. It's going to be an exciting fight. We've seen him with Groves, it was an exciting fight as well. You know, he won fairly comfortable on points, but you know, he showed them a few tricks when he was in there for the European title. This is for the WBC silver title. You know, as one of the guys have just said there, you're heading toward that mandatory spot for the WBC. But doesn't matter to you who the champion is. You're just happy to.
No, I say it doesn't. No, people say about the Groves thing. I'm not personally calling George Groves out. I'm getting linked with him because he's fighting for the title that I obviously want to win. But you know, if he loses to Badu Jack, then he's not really in my sights. I'm heading towards the title, and whoever's got it at the time, you know, I'll fight, and hopefully I'm confident I can take it off them. But I just say it would be better if I take it off, you know, another British fighter. I think it's a lot bigger over here, as you see with the Frost Groves run. But you know, if you have to beat an American or whatever for it, then so be it. But as long as you become a world champion, then I don't care who will be for it.
As you just said there, you know, it would be a much bigger fight if it was Groves, but if it wasn't to be Groves and Badu Jack retains his title, you're happy to go to America, Callum, you know, if that was the option?
I boxed there, I know it's not as big a fight, but I boxed on the card, and just I think if you ask most fighters, you know, when the kid is even fighting in America for a world title, so you know, I jump at the chance to go over there and fight for a world title, and then you know, hopefully if I did do that I could win it and then bring it back to Liverpool, which would be, you know, another special night.
Another fight that's been in the pipeline for a year or two now. You're probably sick of hearing it in interviews, but is obviously with Rocky Fielding, who's fighting on the bill as well. I know he's going his way and you're going your way at the minute, but you know, if you do become world champion and Rocky becomes world champion, that's a massive fight.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I think the fight's always there, whether it happens next or it happens in the future. You know, we're both local lads, we're both undefeated, and you know, we're both doing our thing, we're both impressing. So there's always going to be a demand for that fight, and I'm sure it will happen. As I say, it's inevitable, it will happen. You know, as long as we both keep winning and keep doing our thing, then you know, our paths will cross at some point.
Most definitely. Last but not least, before we finish, you know, we've just seen your brother Paul in, you know, a really tough fight against Andre Ward. We spoke to him yesterday. You know, he seems okay. You know, he said his wife's having a baby in August, so it's good luck to him with that. I know you were here for you had to watch it on TV because you were training obviously yourself. You know, what did you make of the fight, Callum, personally?
It was just, well, I think it's what a lot of people expected. You know, he was in against a very, very special fighter, Andre Ward, and you know, there's no shame in that. You know, he went over there to win, but you know, when you get in there, it's a lot different, and you know, we come up short. But as I said, there's no shame in it. And I just touched on then, there's more important things in life than boxing. There's girls having a baby, so you know, he can enjoy his life for a bit now and see what he wants to do. But as I say, he's been in with the best, and you know, you can't buy that experience. He's boxed Abraham twice in Germany and been to America to fight Andre Ward. So as I say, I think he's had a very great career.
Of course, maybe hopefully in the future, if you're world champion, you might get a go at Andre Ward and might be able to avenge Paul's loss.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, Callum, thanks a lot for your time today, mate, and best of luck on Friday night.
Very nice one, thanks.